Hey friends, it's Heidi Sonboul. Let's get crafting.
This has a free printable that is linked down below in the description box, and we're going to also be using this ribbon and this bamboo tiki torch. Now we're going to start by cutting down that bamboo tiki torch. We want to make it where it's not too long, but it's still long enough where we're going to be able to hang all of these little printable clocks that I have put together for all of you. I saw this image on Pinterest where someone had been collecting vintage face plates from clocks, and I knew right away that I wanted to turn that into a DIY. I just thought they looked so pretty, and I loved the idea of them being a collection. So this printable is really easy. You're just going to cut everything out, and then you're going to glue them down onto a scrap piece of foam core board. I'm sure you probably have something like this in your craft room. I always have tons of little random pieces of foam core board because I'm always cutting things up and using them to mount things and just make things a little bit thicker. So once you've got everything all glued down onto your foam core, you're then going to take your craft knife and you're just going to cut them all out. Make sure you cut as close as you can to the actual printable so that way you have a nice clean look around the edges. And the thing that's really pretty about this is that you can hang this all over your house in so many different places. I think I'm going to hang mine in front of a mirror that I have in my front room. I'm going to be staging that really soon over on my home channel where I'm going to be decorating for the summertime. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make them look aged, distressed. We're going to take some of this brown paint and we are going to start dry brushing on very lightly, and we just keep putting on more layers the more distressed we want it to look. So you can see here that I start really light, and then I'm just going to keep adding on those layers until I get it to the look that I want it to be. And then to clean up the sides so that you don't notice the foam core and they look like they're actual face plates from a clock, I'm going to just take some of this black paint and go around the edge to cover up all of that foam core with that black paint. And then I'm going to do that to all of them. And I forgot to mention when I was gluing down my clock faces, I was not gluing all the way down at the very top where the 1 and the 12 are. I left that part a little bit open because you are going to take some long ribbons. Now I have a lace ribbon and a silk ribbon. Both of these came from the Dollar Tree, and as well as the bamboo stick. I forgot to mention that the tiki torch also came from the Dollar Tree. And you're just going to glue in your ribbon, and then at this point we're going to start dangling them from our bamboo stick. This is the coolest part because you're going to get to play with it and decide what length you want and just have fun figuring out which place you'd like for each clock face to be able to hang. And I did a different mixture, like I said, of the silk and the lace ribbon. I thought they were just so pretty to add that extra texture, and it just looks so adorable. This is why I'm saying I think I'm going to hang this up in front of a mirror because I just love how they're so substantial, and we are basically making this thing for just a couple of bucks. This is such an affordable statement piece to have in your home. Now at this point we're going to take some rope and we're going to create a way to be able to hang it up, and I'm just wrapping it around on opposite ends. And then this long boxwood garland, I'm just going to cut a couple pieces off. I'll link the one that I purchased. I'll link it down below if you're interested in it. I normally would get this from Hobby Lobby, but their stores are still closed here where I live. So I'm just going to take a couple of them and I'm tying them on, and then I'm going back in with some hot glue and I'm just reinforcing it with hot glue to make sure that it's really on there nice and tight. Today I am teaming up with Olivia from Olivia's Romantic Home. She has become such a dear friend to me. We've been corresponding back and forth, and we just have so much in common, and I just really enjoy her personality and her talented DIYs. You will love her if you don't know who she is. Head over to her channel. Let her know that I sent you. We're both focusing on Cottage Farmhouse, and there's a link for her video down below my description box.
If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Heidi Sonboul, and I post Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. I love DIYing. It is so much fun to me to do things on a budget and make it look high-end that you would buy from the store.
Now these are the DIYs that are coming up next here on this video. I wanted to show you them all together so that you can see how you can take such simple DIYs, and when you cluster them together, they look fantastic and you will get that cottage farmhouse feel. So this next DIY is using a canvas, and I just printed up 2 S's. Our last name is Sonboul, and so I wanted to print that up. And what I'm doing here is I'm just stripping away the fabric. I kept the main bulk of it, and I'm going to save that later for another DIY, and I ripped off the rest that was surrounding and stapled down. Now I'm going to take that frame and I'm going to trace it onto a piece of foam core board and cut it out so it's the same size as the back of that frame from the canvas. Now I'm just taking that printable that I did for myself, and I'm just going to simply cut it out and glue it on to the foam core board. Now this is the thing, I don't have this as a printable link down below because all it simply is just the letter S in the upper and lower case. I just thought this was so cute, a way to represent our family's last name. And there's just something so, I don't know, maybe because I've been homeschooling my kids this last couple months that I just thought this would be so cute. So now I'm just adding some glue after painting the frame and putting it on. And then to cover up that foam core on the side, I always love to have a finished look. I'm just painting it black. This next DIY is such a cute one to do and really simple. I'm just taking these little balls that you can get over in the floral section at the Dollar Tree, this little white bucket that you can get in the wedding section, and then some more of that boxwood garland as well as a stick. And then you can see here that I'm just gluing that stick down in and supporting it with some foam core, and then opening up a space in the ball and gluing that right down onto the stick. And then while I let that dry, I'm going to move on to cutting up that boxwood and just really getting enough of it to be able to cover all over the whole ball. Now, funny enough, Courtney over at Creative on the Cheap actually did a very similar DIY as this, and it was so funny. I saw it pop up in her feed, and I had been planning on doing this one for a while now, and we used the exact same mini ball to create these mini topiaries. Hers has a 3-tiered topiary, and it's so cute. You should go and check it out. There are so many potentials to do with these things, and her base is also a little bit different than mine, but I'm going to link her video down below because I just love to give other creators shout outs, and I just thought it was so funny that she and I both had this on our mind to make this. I thought this was a cute DIY to do because a lot of the times we try to do these really big DIYs, and sometimes I just love little simple things like this little topiary because you can place it and cluster it on shelves, and it's just so adorable. So once you've gone all the way around and you've filled in that little wood ball at the top, you're then going to take some hot glue and you're just going to fill in your little bucket with some rocks. I just think that this is the cutest, easiest DIY that anyone could do. Now, if you're new to my channel, you probably don't know about my Friend Friday hops. I have been doing them all this last couple of months since the start of the new year, and I'm doing 2 more and taking a break for the summertime. This is the video I'm going to have going up tomorrow. It's also a cottage farmhouse feel vibe. I just loved this theme so much that I went on into tomorrow. So make sure you check out that video tomorrow that will post at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Our next DIY is going to be using this sign from the Dollar Tree. Now, we're not going to be using the side that has the glitter. I ended up covering the back side of it with some foam core. You'll see it towards the end, but on the wood side that was blank, I'm going to paint that a nice gray color, and then I'm dry brushing on lines. Now this is the coolest thing about this project, is that it is super easy to do and the result is so pretty. Now you can see here that we want to get that streaky look. So like I said, I'm just very lightly adding some paint and I'm just going back and forth because we're creating a natural buffalo check. So you can see that where they cross up, the white is a little bit brighter, and then on those in-betweens where the lines don't cross, it's got that lighter color of the white, and it just looks so cool. So here I am, I'm at the very end of my little signboard, and I'm just going to now add on this cute darling wreath with some boxwood. I wrapped a rope around it, flipped it around, added some hot glue, and then to give it a nice finished look, I'm adding some of this burlap ribbon at the back to really finish that. And then on the front, I'm just going to add a couple stickers from the Dollar Tree. I love this. This thing cost me almost nothing to make, and it looks so beautiful. This next DIY I am so excited to show you all because this is a new product at the Dollar Tree. They're selling these thicker pieces of wood in different shapes. So I'm going to use 2 of them with a plunger stick, and we're going to cut it down to size. Now these stickers are almost impossible to remove, so I'm going to just take my sandpaper and sand them off. And once I've got that done, I'm going to take my drill and drill a hole right in the center of the 2 circles that we have here, and then I'm also going to drill into the 2 ends of the dowel from the plunger stick, so that way when we put it together they will go in really easy. So here I am, I'm just using these little crates from the Dollar Tree to prop them up so I don't drill into my desk, and then I'm going to just simply screw that right into place. Now I sew. I don't know if you all know that, but I love to sew. I've been sewing since I was really little. My mom taught me when I was 6, and I just never stopped. I loved sewing so much, I kept going. And so one of the things I have always loved are old spools. And these are those old spools that you're seeing sometimes on Pinterest. And I thought it would be so fun to give you all a printable. If you can find and track down these thick pieces of wood at the Dollar Tree, I just thought it would be so cute to make these into a vintage giant spool that has that collector's feel to it. I really love the idea of cottage farmhouse because whenever I would go into any type of home that was a cottage farmhouse type feel, there's a lot of collector's items in those types of homes. Just a lot of things to remember the past, and I thought this would be so cool to do this as a DIY for you all today. So now what I'm doing is I cut them out and I'm distressing my tags that I'm making for these spools as well as the actual spool itself. And then we're just going to Mod Podge on those labels on the top and the bottom so it looks like an old vintage spool. I just think that these are so cute. And then you can use whatever you want, ribbon, rope, yarn, whatever you want to wrap around them. These are so easy to make, and you can make each spool for about, because you've got the 2 wood blocks, that's $1, and then the dowel, you can use 1 for both of them. So I'll say that it was probably like $3 to make, and then you wrap whatever ribbon around it you want. So here I am with my ribbon. I thought it would be really cute to finish it off by putting in some of my straight pins from my sewing box, and I just love how this turned out. You can make so many of these. These could be so cute all stacked on a hutch, a shelf. Now, if you all did not know, I have started another channel called Heidi Sonboul Home, and I take a lot of these DIYs that I do here and I take them over to that channel and I decorate my home. So if you like room makeovers, clean with me's, and decorate with me's, go over and check out that channel. I'll link it at the end and down below in the description box so you can check it out. Our last DIY is going to be using this tote bag that you can get from the Dollar Tree and this large 11 by 14 frame. This is the easiest DIY to do, and in fact, this is a two-part DIY because tomorrow I'm going to show how I use the extra fabric from the bag to make that really beautiful vintage award ribbon. You saw it a little bit earlier when I was talking about the video that's going up for tomorrow. So what we're doing is we're just going to take that fabric with that really pretty printing on it, and we're just going to simply pull it nice and tight around the backing of the frame and glue it all down into place. This is the easiest thing to do, and then you're just going to pop it right back in and push down your tabs, and I just love how it looks in this frame. It fits perfectly. That's it for today, and I hope you enjoyed my projects. If you haven't already, please give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you click the subscribe button if you enjoyed the content from today, because I have another video coming up tomorrow and you won't want to miss it. And head over to Olivia's channel and let her know that I sent you over. If it's your first time visiting her, leave her a little heart and send her some love.
Thanks so much for watching this episode today. Leave a comment down below to let me know what you think of all of these projects that I did today. And until the next episode, bye friends.